took action to go check out that short-term rental news article. Is everyone following that? Why that's so important is now we're gonna redefine some new reports. And Doug, you've been asking for a while. Hey, how do I find out who's all linked and all that other stuff? We're rebuilding the reporting because we've got this new tracking that we've instilled in the database. You're going to be able to look and say, oh, Rick went and checked out that article on Wall Street Journal. That means Rick's actually interested in the short-term rental space, right? He took the time to go check out the article. So he might call up Rick and say, hey, Rick, he already knows the answer. But hey, Rick, do you ever check out that article on Wall Street Journal and short-term rentals and where it's going? And Rick might say, yeah, I did actually. Now you know what engagement you're having. Or the flip side is, now you're going to be able to easily tell if somebody didn't go to one of the landing pages. Let's say, Deborah, you've got a event coming out for realtors, and you say, hey, check out this new thing we're doing for realtors. We're going to show you how to build your business faster by our Silveris Fund Me Club, right? It's a brand new mechanism that's going to allow realtors to grow by having social impact. We got an event. Here's the link to the landing page. So you send them to your landing page, right? In the past, you would only know when they hit that page when they actually would complete like the check-in and they registered. Now you're going to be able to know and be able to get a report that says, oh, I sent it to Thomas and Thomas never went to the thing. So there, of course, he hasn't even seen yet the actual event that's coming up. So now you could follow back up with Thomas. You'll be able to have the name and number of every person you sent it to. And you say, hey, Thomas, I remember we spoke about the upcoming event about the Silveris Fund Me Club and thought that might be something as a realtor. Did you have a chance to check it out yet? Now, you already know the answer, Deborah. That's not the point. The point is you have a purpose for calling him, right? Knowing, and Thomas could say, I was so busy, I didn't get a chance. You might say, I'm going to do it later today. And you're like, okay, let me send it again. So this is going to allow you better tracking of even who's actually taking action and on the links that you're sending out. So these are some of the enhancements currently to the Quick Share application. And we're doing this for a few reasons. Number one, obviously, we are, like I said, we're going to be donating the Quick Share software to any nonprofit that partners with us with what we're doing with Beyond Living. They become a partner. We work together to help them grow and help our mission. And then also, we're going to have a heavy push for businesses, especially the realtor community. And, I've got a massive list. I've worked with realtors, and it's been my forte working with realtors for 2 decades. I believe every realtor should have the Quick Share application. And so part of what I want to do is be able to use Quick Share for any business to be able to use that as an entry point. And you can get Quick Share for as little as $47 a month. It might go up to $49, by the way, because there's new costs for all these text numbers and so forth. AT&T and T-Mobile and all of them are charging fees. And anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But basically, for less than $50, somebody could just get the Quick Share application and integrate with any CRM they're currently using. So Deborah, this is why I said I'm actually going to have my team work even with stronger integration with the Go High Level program, because we're going to create interfaces that not only would it load into our Extreme system with context, but we could have it directly load into your Constant Contact or whatever somebody might be using. That would be a longer term goal. But what I want to do is I want to create these opportunities to share what I think is the most powerful tool for people right now today to grow their business, and that's through referrals. It's through their existing customers, their network, people that believe in what they're doing, and you could 5x your business just by doing this alone. You guys have all, if you haven't seen my referral factor, go on the YouTube, type in the referral factor, and I'll prove to you why most businesses are not growing at the rate they are with referrals. It's a mathematical equation. This is not a, hey, I think, Deborah, you are or not. I can look at your sales numbers, and I can mathematically prove if you're getting the referrals in your business that people claim that they are or think that they are, right? And the problem is we hear a few anecdotal messages. Oh, yeah, so-and-so referred me. You're like, oh, great, my referrals are doing great. But are those referrals closing? Are those referrals turning into businesses? And are those referrals coming in as fast as they should, given the number of people that know who you are and what you do, et cetera? That's going to be a big push and a message for us. And what it's also going to do is we have to set up these systems, and it's going to give work for our Beyond Living residents to do, is to set up and even build some landing pages. There's going to be some people who say, here, we're going to create a template. Instead of just having even the contact cards, people send out contact cards all the time, and that's fine, and that's cool. But I would send people to your landing page You know, if you go meet somebody, I always used to do this. I built these out for people, and some of you have done it. Actually, Josephine might have had it. You did it at the EXP conference or something, but we build out a landing page when you go to a specific conference. It says, hey, great meeting you at the such and such expo or such and such conference. Here's my link. Here's my information. If you're interested in this, click here. And then you redirect those audiences into the right target message, right? Don't just give them a business card, say, here, write this down, save my number, Sam. Hopefully we do business together one day. No, send them to a landing page where they learn more about how you can serve them, right? Because you can't put all that on a business card and expect people to learn that. So, you know, as in today's pressing times of overwhelming amounts of marketing collateral coming at them, different ways to try to reach people, we need to go back to the basics, guys, to the absolute basics, which is share information, have people share who you are, what you do, but let's make it easier for them, and let's give them the right content that helps become a sales tool for you, not just a business. A business card is not a sales tool. A landing page that's well written becomes a 24/7 sales tool for you, right? A landing page with a great sales video sales letter, a video sales landing page becomes a 24/7 infomercial that could be selling your business. People aren't doing that. I guarantee people are not doing that. So I'm going to have a heavy push on what is it that you? Sorry, Mike. I just saw you during 11 2 minutes ago. You said that's what I use, a digital business card. To use a landing page that you said you did. Sam says, I'm doing the home and garden show this week in a nonprofit and I want to have Beyond Living. Oh, fantastic. That would be great. Sam, every person you put in, you said that it attracts everybody to you. Sorry, Mike, you finally came back on. Mike, what was that you were using?
Go High Level for my CRM.
Oh, Go High Level for your CRM. Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Cool. So what we're going to be doing, are you part of Silveris too, Mike, or no?
I've not heard of that, no.
Not heard of. Okay, very interesting. Okay, I didn't think you did because when I looked at where you came from, you appeared to have found me somewhere online through some mechanism. You came through an online channel, not from Silveris or a direct referral as far as our records track you. we track everybody, yeah. Mike. I don't remember how you found me.
Facebook ad.
Facebook ad. There you go. So yes. Okay. No, now I'm guilty. So I don't like Facebook, but clearly I still use it because it can work, but it's not my main mechanisms. It's really not. But I know, Mike. Mike actually went through, and you actually did our secrets course, right? You spent I think you got the bonus price. I think it's still at $17. We got to change it, but you invested like a small amount, went through my courses, and joined our program. And we're so glad to have you, Mike. But that stuff works, right? But notice, Mike came through Facebook, just randomly out there, came to that landing page, went through this course that I make as an intro to show people something different, and now he's part of the program. And my point in that is a business card is not going to do that for you, right? Could you imagine if I just posted my business card on Facebook and said, Keith Hikeley, I do real estate, right? And Mike said, great, I do real estate too. Fantastic, nice to meet you. Maybe we'll connect someday. No, you want to have something compelling that you get the people that drive them. So you want to do that in everything. So Sam, it's the same thing. When you're out at that event and you're talking with different organizations and you have Beyond Living there, you want to have that not Beyond Living app. And that the Beyond Living app, every Beyond Living, every QuickShare app has been updated with the new version, by the way. You don't need to update anything. It's automatically done. That's what I love about our versions of the QuickShare. It's not a mobile app. It's a mobile optimized web page, which means when we change the web page, you've automatically got the latest update. There's no way you can have the old version. There is no old version, right? It's almost impossible unless you have some crazy caching issues with your browser. But when you do that, Sam, obviously we've got a few different funnels available for people. We have we've got a version where it's sorry, I'm drawing a blank for a moment. Oh, we've got a version where we have for people that need help, residents. We have a version for nonprofits that want to figure out how they can partner with us. So all those things are there, and you're going this weekend. by this weekend, I should have the new Q&A page with a landing page that has a little bit more high level about how we work with nonprofits in those 6 different areas. We're just taking a couple points out of the last presentation I did. So when people go there, say, here's how we're working with nonprofits. You can learn more about what we do over here, but real quick, we're integrated of a housing and vocational training program, and we love working with other organizations, helping them grow. Here's how we can serve you. Boom, boom, boom. To learn more, join one of our Q&A sessions or reach out to us. So you'll have that also as you go out there. When is the Q&A this week? It's been updated, but I don't remember the date. Let me check. Oh, and there is a caveat to that. It's Friday. It's Friday at 11 a.m. I hope all the responders are set to the right time. I assume they're set up. There is a catch to that. For everybody, as far as the my calendar is concerned, my second dad passed away last night, so I am heading back to Chicago sometime this week, earlier than my plan for next Tuesday. So I don't know my full schedule. I don't have any of that figured out yet. So with that said, just giving you all a heads up that if you don't hear from me or I'm not as available as you hope, or I've got to call you or email you or text you, say, hey, we need to move that meeting. That's why, because I don't know my exact plans as of this moment. So, but Friday is currently the QA session. It's possible, but I'm going to do what I can to not have to move that particular session. But we'll see from there. So thank you all. Yeah, it was a crazy, very, very interesting and crazy ride. And he was in the hospital for some weeks, waiting for heart surgery, and had some other complications that went south. So, but that's how it goes. I was actually at the Josephine, I didn't see you there last night. You weren't at the evening conference with Tracy Armstrong, were you? I know I saw you in the earlier service.
Correct.
So on a different note, I was just thinking I was actually there when all this happened, and it was really fascinating because the church that Josephine and I and maybe a couple others, I don't know, we go to, it's called ICLB here in Las Vegas, and it was amazing. They brought in Tracy Armstrong, who travels around the country. I don't know if you guys have heard of Tracy. Anyone here of Tracy Armstrong? He's unbelievable deliverer of God, disciple of God, and we literally watched him perform miracles in the morning service. Josephine will attest to this, right? We saw people that had headaches that were instantly, for months, that were instantly healed. We had somebody with knee. He walked out. He went to the front. By the time he was done praying over him, he took his brace off and was able to walk on his knee. And last night, he was supposed to do a message during our service. They do 9 and 11, and he was just so called by the Holy Spirit. He just kept healing people, kept getting called for different people and different things. And he went back up, and he was about to start again, and maybe cut a short version. He went right back down because he was getting called by God to help heal somebody else. And last night we watched people. I literally saw people who were able to remove their hearing aids and hear again. We saw someone who had glaucoma that couldn't see colors, that couldn't see figures, be able to see again. It was truly amazing. We saw an individual that had been in a wheelchair for I don't know how long, but they were Alzheimer's and autism, and it was just amazing to watch him actually stand up, and God was doing amazing things. And I share this with you for a few reasons, and not everyone is a religious believer in God, and that's okay, but for those of you that are, and whether you're not, I want to tell you something that's so powerful. What's powerful about God is it's all about believing, and it's about the power that you get. And it's not about even believing, it's about having the Holy Spirit in you. When you have the Holy Spirit in you, you can do miracles. And it's in the Bible, and God gave that power to his disciples, and then told us to continue on, and you watch it happen. In fact, Rachel was even healed last night, and actually was healed in other conferences from our pastor, but she literally had some pains that were healed. The power of healing is real. The power of God is real. The Holy Spirit is real. And I watched these miracles, and here's what came through my mind, and this is what it means for all of you here today. I thought about what we're doing with Beyond Living, and what he's really trying to do is resurrect people who want to really spread the word of God and make change and make impact in this community. He is behind the same mission as my Igniting the Kingdom of God, that we are, as a country, we are losing it, and we need to pull God back into it. I mean, that's roughly the same message, right? Many of us are, how many guys out there also sharing that message? And you'll feel that we're losing this country. We need to bring God back into this, to strive for this more good. And here's what I said. I mean, right now, Beyond Living is doing amazing things. We've already seen it. You should have seen this. Oh, by the way, over the weekend, over the weekend, we got an email in. I got to read this to you. Hang on, guys. Came into our support team. I got a copy, and then Alan is on this. Give me 1 second. This is worth reading to you all. You guys remember last week, Alan got asked to come speak down at I don't know how to spell this name. It's spelled weird. There's a William, but spelled differently. Was asked to speak at the Jacksonville RIA. You guys remember that? He traveled down from Savannah, went to Jacksonville RIA, made some amazing connections, and in the midst of all that, and Alan had never, other than one other time recently, as a result of Beyond Living, had been asked to speak. When we get an email in, this has so many emails. I should have pulled this up in advance. Why do I have so many emails? Why doesn't it end? You guys ever wonder that some days? Like, will this ever end? The answer is no. It won't end. Yeah, I'm going to see what. Find it for my support team. One more second, guys. I will find this. This is worth reading because this hopefully will inspire all you guys to see the power of what God is doing out there. So Alan goes down last week. He speaks at this event. And over the weekend, we get this email in. I'm going to find it. Man, why is so many emails? Here we go. It came in and it said, I was at the Jackson RIA meeting Thursday and saw a great speaker, Aaron. So he got his name wrong, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. Alan was not about making it him. He said, I have several properties that I wanted to further evaluate offering as property for your integrated housing and vocational training. I wanted to see if these properties I have in mind would be a good fit to discuss how we can work in further detail. Can someone that focuses on this able to set up a lease partnership, reach out to and discuss how we can work together? I live in Jacksonville, have several properties, including some that may be a good fit right now to discuss. How amazing is that? Is that pretty cool? Like, we're talking days, in just days, we're having people attract to us. So my point in all this is where I'm going. I hope you guys can see where I'm going. Is I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, this is a big task. Like what we're doing. And when you look at that, when you look at what we have to do in a market, we got to line up jobs. We got to find the people. We got to find houses and people that want to partner with us on houses and find money and funding for all these different things. And then I realized, and I'm looking at last night, and again, I'm not feared by it. I believe God has a plan, but yesterday was more inspirational to me in this. I watched God do miracles last night that you never even thought could be possible. I mean, like I said, people are able to remove their hearing aids. They're seeing colors that they've never seen before. I mean, it's just, we're seeing people take braces off and be able to walk again. I mean, it was just amazing. If God can do that through people, this is nothing, right? This is God's will. This is nothing. This is just another one of his many miracles, and small in comparison to what needs to be done. Because there's nothing miraculous about finding the people that need help. There's nothing miraculous about finding businesses that need help with marketing, willing to support. None of that's miraculous. What's miraculous is getting the timing to all come together in a fast enough way to make impact. That's the miracle that I keep praying for. So my ask for all you believers is just to pray for that beyond living, that God can just unleash the speed of execution, that God can just continue to unleash. He's already unleashing it. We're seeing it with Alan. We're seeing it with others. We're just seeing things happen at such an amazing level. And it is almost miraculous to me here, though, in Vegas, when I think there's 10,000 homes. And I think about where we need to get to, where we're at right now to where we need to be to get to 10,000 support, even just 1,000 homes, 100 homes in Vegas is a big leap. And it's a scary leap. And it's something that, almost feels impossible to reach. But when you have God behind you, there is nothing that is impossible. So we just pray for the guidance and the direction from him to help us get to where he wants us to go. So anyway, I just wanted to share that. And like I said, last night was just amazing. And I've got knee issues and I've got this or that, but my only prayer that I wanted last night was for Beyond Living. It's like, not about me. Let's just have the mission work. I mean, if there's anything that the Holy Spirit can come in right now and do, let's bring this mission to life, because we're just going to change so many lives in so many different ways. So anyway, that's my my religious rant for today, if you will. Thanks for allowing me to share that. Hopefully some of you, hopefully I didn't offend, but I know I've got a lot of believers behind us here. And, you know, I thought it was really awesome. And this is something, you know, it's funny. I woke up this morning early, man. I went to bed. I don't like to get up early. I really don't. But I had very little sleep the night before, because I went to bed super late and then had to get up early for something. And then, of course, you know, last night I went to bed late as always. But I woke up early, and I woke up with more visions from God about this message of igniting the kingdom of God, and this commercial that I have that I want to put out there. And so I've got in my head, though, some of the words. And so I'm going to build that out this week, because I really think what God wants me to do is bring that message to people, even if it's not directly in the churches, even just in general, that as people, we could start doing good. As people, we could start utilizing these services of Beyond Living, because as I see how this ecosystem of Beyond Living is in the other nonprofits, you know, this is really what God wants. So it's all about just making that change. So I have this 60, 90-second commercial. I don't know how long it'll be. It'll be 1 to 2 minutes is my guess. And so it'll be a full-fledged commercial that's going to come out and talk about where our country is going and how we can get together as people and start igniting the kingdom of God and make change. So I'm hoping to have that done before I leave to go to Chicago. Of course, my timing, as you know now, is a little bit up in the air. But you know, I just think we as a group can spread the word. That's all it takes, is spreading the word and spreading the mission. That's all it is. That's how we get it out there. There's more than enough jobs and more than enough people that want to help and support. They just need to know how. They just need to know that this mission exists. So I thank the Lord for that. And, you know, there was one other thing I thought was so cool. Part of my mission in igniting the kingdom of God is not just to do good and help people and have people help people, but the secondary piece, really the primary, but sometimes you lead your primary with something else first that people could connect to. Okay. And this is true in marketing. I know you got to think about this for a moment. God works in crazy ways, but I think it's no different than marketing a product. You know, when they want to sell lots of product at the grocery store, and I don't know if they do this anymore. I haven't bought pop since 2015. Brian, remember this? I did the 40-day reset. I lost 30 pounds in 40 days, reset my health and metabolism, got off blood pressure, everything else. I haven't had soda since. That was September of 2015. So I don't know what they do in grocery stores these days with pop, but I know that they would lead, because I used to be in the CPG industry. They would make soda pop super cheap as a loss leader to get you in the store. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Right? You come in, and you know how they design the stores. The milk is always at the back of almost every single store. You guys know that, right? That's by design, because everybody needs to get milk. And it forces you to go through the store, so you have to start buying all the other stuff on the way. You come in for the pop that's, you know, even if it's in the front end caps, you come in, you grab it, you come to the store because they advertise $3 case of pop, and then you go to the back. But what they really want to sell is the milk at $5 that used to be $4.50. Right? Or $4, until now they marked it up because you bought soda along with it. You sell the soda at $3 and you mark up the milk. You see what I'm saying? You mark up the bread, you mark up the main items people are going to need, but you use it and call it a loss leader, right? That's the marketing stuff. You know, some of you guys know this stuff. Some of you may have heard it before, but listen to this. Costco does it. Yeah, you walk into Costco to go get your food at the back, so cheap, man. It's unbelievable. I get my meat, my organic meat at the back of the store. And then, of course, you got to walk by the patio sets and the grill. Man, that grill's on sale. Look at it. It's like a $1,500 grill for $800. How could you say no? I'm saving $700, right? So that's what they do. They're so good at it. But the reality is this. I think God wants us to lead and use serving people as the hook in, because people already have a desire to serve others. Okay, most people, and I saw this too. This was really cool. This is really fascinating. I watched this. I was at Dwell the other night, and they played this video. Was proof of this. I think it was there. I saw this. Christianity is not gone in this country. I mean, a lot of people are freaking out saying we've lost Christianity. No, it's not. It's just been diffused. It's kind of hidden under the covers. And I saw this stuff. I hadn't seen it before. Maybe you guys saw this. Remember what's that Buffalo Bills player's name that got injured? Anyone remember that name, that Bills player?
Damar Hamlin?
Yeah, there it is. So you know how many people got behind, and they showed video of just teams on their knees praying together in prayer for Damar. There was a newscast on the air on the sports channels. They actually took a moment for prayer for Damar. Do you remember that? And people now started showing up with signs saying prayer for God, because they learned this. People may not act in a godly way at all times, but guess what? When things are rough in people's lives, 75% of people turn to prayer. There's our hope, people. Christianity's not gone in this country. It's just been overlooked. It's been shuffled to the side by all the confusion of everything else and all these wars that we're creating amongst ourselves. And it's part of a bigger conspiracy to eliminate it, but it's not gone. We need to ignite it. All right. So here's the piece. I know that whether somebody's super religious or not, or whether they show up on Sundays to church or not, doesn't matter. People naturally, if they're Christian, want to do good and want to do good if they can. And it's already proven 89% of people will pick a brand with a cause as long as the price is similar, right? Studies have already proven it. If we can give people a way to show them how to make a difference, we can grow. So we start connecting it with Beyond Living. Through that, we can help people build a stronger relationship with God. Truly. Because before we could change the laws in this country, we have to change the morals of the people that are setting the laws in this country. Does that make sense? That's what needs to happen. We need to change the morals of the people that are voting for the people so they start recognizing when people are setting laws that don't make sense. So we get that. And so our backdoor in my opinion, is what we're doing here, our way to make and create this relationship with God. And I thought one of the most powerful things that impacted me was this. Tracy Armstrong talked about the importance of bringing joy. That was his big message, is he wants to bring joy. When people have joy, they're not angry. When people have joy, they're not harmful. When people are joy, they're not fearful. When people are filled with joy. And a lot of people end up in churches that don't provide joy, and that's why they lose their Christianity. They lose their faith. They don't go to church on Sunday because they don't get joy out of coming to church. They're just missing that. So what I'm sharing with you guys is, in general, is we need to help people find a place. It doesn't have to be our church. If you're in Vegas and you haven't found joy at your church, come to ICLB, at least check it out. I love it. It's absolutely fueled us, and our kids have changed our lives. But you've got to find a church that gives you joy. When you start finding joy in your church, you enjoy church, you begin listening to the message, and you let God and the Holy Spirit start filling you. And that's when we start doing even more. And the more people that can be filled with that, that's how impact and change comes. So I didn't mean that. Well, maybe I did mean, I don't know. It just came out. I don't mind sharing this message because this is what I'm standing behind that God has led me to. And this igniting the kingdom of God message is all going to circle around this concept that we need to do more as people, and we need to help build closer relationships with God for everybody. I want that for my older kids. My younger kids fortunately have it because we found a church that provides joy. In the past, we were in church. I grew up Catholic. I'll be honest, there's nothing joyful about the Catholic service for me and many others that I've met. It's the same thing every week. It's traditional. You go out of obedience is what you're typically going. I'm not picking on Catholics. If you guys love your church, it's not about the churches I went to, I speak of. So I can only speak of my experience. I didn't get what I get at some of the churches that I found. And I think that's important. And so we just need people to find that joy again. So nonetheless, that was only, I thought I'd share a little bit about what Tracy's message was, but it really inspired me, like I said, to really believe that every one of us, it starts with us, can make the impact. And making impact and doing God's work starts right here with Beyond Living and creating these homes and giving people second chances, giving people third chances, giving people new hope, new life, new skills, new opportunities to create a new path, a new future. And in that, I hope that they're able to build a relationship with God, because I know they'll find the joy that we found. So I was just laughing. I just read Tony's. Costco does that with their $5 whole chickens. The second half of it was cut out. I only saw Costco does that. Now I read the $5. God, those chickens, those are good chickens. You bring it home for $5. You can, we need two. We got bigger family, but for $10, you got an entire amazing meal. But yeah, that's their hook in, right? Get people in and then go buy a bunch of other stuff in bulk. So anyway, by the way, I know I ranted a little bit in some ways, but it may have felt a little bit, maybe preachy. I don't care about that. But how many people resonated with what I had to say? Give me a high five if this at least resonated with you. It's okay for me to share on this call with this group. I love this. Tracy said last night, he said, you know what? I don't separate business and missionary work. He doesn't separate it. You got to have both. They work hand in hand. And I thought that was really, really powerful. I loved hearing that. And this is anyway. So that was my, those were most of what I brought for the table for you guys here today for the first half. Yeah, we had so many, last week was a really great week. We met so many amazing people, and I'm meeting tomorrow with Lighthouse Charities, Mark. I'm meeting on Wednesday with Connie, who runs the community foundations, and connected in with them here in both Nevada, and California. This is it. This is what I'm saying. It just takes the right connections with the right people to ignite the fire, right? And so, anyway, cool. Good. There's a lot of people that got great value out of that message. And you know what? I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm not ever gonna apologize for putting God first in my life, because he to me is most important. So those that may not like that, and just skip those parts and fast forward through them, and we'll get to the real estate stuff.
Keith, can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I got a gentleman named Brian Franklin down in the LA area, and he's strong on helping Skid Row. And there's some programs that are available in Los Angeles. I want to connect you with him, because what he's doing is similar to what Beyond Living is doing. And maybe there's some type of symbiosis that we can have between what is going on currently and what we're doing. So I think I'm going to send you an email, if you're okay with it, and introduce you to Brian, because I was talking to him the other day, and he was saying that, we have similar interests, and it's all about helping people. And if there's something that's already there that we can plug into, it could make it, even better for Beyond Living in LA.
Yeah, that would be great. And you could do the introduction. Actually, maybe start by, you could do the introduction. The one thing I will say, and especially given the next 2 weeks with my travel and everything else, I'm looking for somebody on my team who wants to maybe become a nonprofit director, if you will, who can first start meeting and talking about helping understand and assimilate these partnerships as they come together, how they seem fit. Somebody who, so for example, Alan is going to take on, and he doesn't know I'm sharing this yet, but Alan is not on the call. Alan's going to step up a role within Beyond Living, and he's actually going to go help us launch pretty heavily down in Jacksonville, and he's actually going to relocate there and actually help launch some of the first homes that are there. He's obviously got a strong connection in, and look at these people coming in with homes. So we believe God has brought us there, and Alan's willing to just step in, and he's been doing this, all donating his time and doing great things, because he believes in the mission and the passion. And Beyond Living doesn't have a budget yet, but the goal is, as we build these homes, we'll have budgets to compensate so people have more. I mean, I help support him to get down to Jacksonville. I reimburse and cover that for him, because he's obviously supporting what we're doing, but we have a limited budget for that right now. We've got homes that we need to get running. But my goal is that we truly can have roles where people could just keep expanding that. So right now, what I'm thinking, Sam, is I absolutely want to have those conversations. They're coming in faster than I can personally even handle all the initial ones. So I don't know who it is yet, but I'm going to be looking for someone on our team on our Beyond Living team that wants to step up and be a liaison, between Beyond Living and them, that, just to explore and see how our synergies fit in and what we're doing, and then can bring it to me so that we can, just like we do in our housing, right? We have our facilitators that first say, here's the fit, here's the numbers, here's how it looks. And then that way we can make better traction with some of these relationships, because it's hard sometimes to have a bunch of conversations, because unfortunately most take work coming out of them. Right. That's what I'm learning. Right. You have the calls easy. I could block an hour on my calendar, but then if I've got 3 hours work coming out of that, I'm out of time. And then we lose the momentum of those relationships, and we have to come back later and start all over again. So until I'm going to work on that over the next week or two, Sam, and figure out what that looks like, and that's going to help us progress, because I do believe, and I've known it, you guys know this, I'm all about partnerships, I'm all about leaders, I want to create rewarding models for people. I talked about this, for those that didn't know, we shared it last week. I don't know if I shared it publicly, but I feel like I did. There's a lot of blur happening because there's so much, but when somebody connects in a nonprofit organization, I want to get that individual looking at around, don't quote me on this, around $50 of the first month for every person that joins the Beyond Living program for the first year. So that could add up to be quite a few $1,000s for somebody. And that's a thank you for making those connections, because those connections are going to yield lifelong relationships. So I'm finding ways to compensate, because I know people are out there doing the work, right? So how do we make it work? Well, it's real simple. When you do the work and you make a great relationship, God's going to bless us, and we're going to bless people, and God will bless you back. That's what we're doing. So that's what that's going to look like. And then some of that same type of concept will help me fulfill kind of some rewards, if you will, for some of our nonprofit development leaders, directors. And again, I don't have official titles because this is just what came to me recently. But I want to have that because God has a plan, and every time I go and I get in and I spend more and more time. I mean, I spend Saturday and Sundays just in both days, evenings on Saturday nights, and yesterday was during the morning and in the evening. Just going to church and worshiping and letting God speak and listening. And so God is clearly speaking that this is the path, and it may not be easy at first. We all know that, right? But gosh, what the Lord did for us, carrying that cross and bearing what he did was not easy. So what we have is a minuscule task compared to what he's done for us. So it's just about serving. So Michael Jones, you said, don't see Beyond Living in the app. So Beyond Living, I don't know what that means, but Beyond Living has its own QuickShare app. I think everybody knows that, right? If you don't, there's separate apps, one for Next Gen, one for Beyond Living. And when you open, here's another thing we did. So which version is which. We now added the logo for QuickShare for what app you're in. So see, the Beyond Living app has Beyond Living at the top. Y'all see that on the screen? And then if I go over to my Next Gen app, QuickShare,
that's so awesome. That's so awesome.
It says Next Gen.
I forgot that. I forgot.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, that'll help now, right? Because I did the same thing. I'm like, which QuickShare am I in? So that was and the crazy thing is, man, we've had those logos in there for the companies for the longest time. We just didn't utilize them. Like, why don't we add those to the QuickShare, right? We have some more enhancements to QuickShare that will be coming a little bit down the road. I'm not going to go into those now, but I was fired up to see the team as a team, us complete this step of the QuickShare updates. We're ready for scale with this. With what we have right now, we can do so much to help nonprofits and for-profits. I'm doing a massive push. We're putting together, we've got a video already that explains what QuickShare is. It's on the Mosaic.com website. We're going to start putting that out there for folks, and nonprofits can share the QuickShare message, and they can get a percentage of the monthly revenue. Because, like I said, remember I said it's $47 to $49 a month just for QuickShare. I'm going to give nonprofits 10. I know I'm in the exact 10. Oh boy, I'm not committing the number. Between 10 to 20% of that revenue monthly, because I don't know the new cost structure. That's why I'm hesitant. There's costs in this. They've got new SMS regulations. There's emails that go out there. We actually pay for every email that goes out because we use SendGrid. That's how it works, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna give 10 to 20% of every QuickShare on a monthly basis to nonprofits. So if a nonprofit could build, let's just call it $10 a month. Actually, let me just be honest with you guys. My goal is to make $10 a month work. That's my goal. I want to make $10 a month work for every nonprofit. So if they could have 100 businesses that somehow through their network, they could send through their nonprofit that say, hey, you got a business. Guys, there's 18,000 realtors here in Las Vegas, 18,000, and every one of them should have that QuickShare app. Let's now talk about mortgage brokers. Let's talk about attorneys and accountants. Every one of them should have that. There's not a lacking in any market of people that need that tool, right? So let's think about this. If they went to their local market and they only got 100 of the thousands, 100,000 businesses in that local market, small entrepreneurs that could be using this QuickShare app, that could be $1,000 a month into that nonprofit for doing nothing, just residual income coming in. Who thinks that's really good for a nonprofit? It's huge, right? So I want to get these messages out there. I want to get these nonprofits sharing these tools, and so that's where we're going. And again, it's so funny. I'm finally, guys, I took some time off running and it's my own fault. I went to Chicago for a while and it was too cold there to run. And it's so easy when you get out of running to not want to get back in it. So I started running again. Now the weather's been great here in Vegas. And was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday. Or Saturday, I went out for a run, and God was just spoke to me. He's like, Keith, you're missing the point on your QuickShare app. That tool right there is one of the most unique and most powerful assets that you've created. And it's just sitting there. And that could be revenue to help these people. So we've got to get that. Maybe it was 2 days before that, because then I had the teams working hard to finish up as a team. We were building out the rest of this. And, I had to play a big part in that. But that's what we need to do. And so, and it's so funny because even Tracy Armstrong said last night, he said, everything you've built over the past decade has been set up for where you need to go next. So do not underestimate what God has put before you up to this point. I'm sitting there thinking, why are we sitting on this asset? And honestly, for me, it's because I wasn't worried about the revenue coming in for Mosaic's standpoint. We didn't put big pushes behind it, right? But now I want to push it because it's not revenue for Mosaic, which just changes my lifestyle, which is, it's not what this is about. So instead, now it's about Beyond Living. And now all of a sudden I've got this fire behind it. Yeah, let's get that tool out there. I've got another tool. Let me just get your feedback really quick. We've got this product, and we have to make some enhancements because of all the SMS changes to it. But we've got this tool, and we built it many, many years ago. 2012, actually, we built this out. I'm almost positive because that's a copyright on the software. We haven't touched it since, but it runs. And the idea is this. It allows a sales force, when a lead comes in, it will instantly blast your sales team all at the same time and send them a text with the lead. And the first person that clicks on the link gets the access to that lead so that they can make the call, because the business, and there's a whole stat, I got a video on the website for this product tool. It was a subsidiary product of Mosaic. I've got all these different things out there. But anyway, Rachel and I were talking about how simple it is. And when you think about it from a real estate, let's say you own a real estate brokerage and you get these Facebook leads that are coming in. You want to call now. You want instant response. I got it, 79% or whatever the percentage of the business goes to the business that responds first, not always the cheapest or the best product. It's the person that responds first. And I shared this story a long time ago because I think I told you guys this the other day. I had this guy come up to my house and tell me about this dead tree I have. Oh no, that wasn't even the story. It was a different one. I had a landscaper. I had a property once, and I had a landscaper, and apparently he was coming year after year after year. And all of a sudden, it's an investment property. I get a call from the neighbors that my grass is like however tall. Well, apparently my landscaper went out of business and never told me. I just assumed he's going to show up in the spring and start mowing again, right? So I'm like, oh, I got a problem. So I go online and I quickly go to Angie's List or all these different things and for a quote. And my determination was, who could get out there fastest? Mm-hmm. Who could come out today? I don't care what your charge is. Who could come out today? Because I'm going to get fined by the city in a moment if I don't get this thing mowed. Mm-hmm. So the business did not go to maybe the best company with the most reviews. Or I didn't look at that. I just said, when can you come out? Are you my budget? Here's my budget. And they stayed within that budget. And yes. I probably could have got it cheaper. In fact, some people said they could do it cheaper, but they can't get out till Wednesday. I'm like, it's Saturday. If you can't come out by tomorrow, I'm not interested. I can come out Wednesday. Wednesday doesn't work for me. I'm looking for someone tomorrow. So my point is, this product allows, let's say you have a real estate brokerage and a lead comes in. It would blast your group of agents that are part of this team, and they all get an instant thing that says someone has just requested help. They click the button, and it takes them into the system to get that phone number so that they can call them directly, and it tracks it in the system. Who and how long from the moment that lead came in till somebody called them. And guess what? Yes, it's like a round robin. Well, it's like round robin, Mike, but a round robin typically, I think, is you go in order. It goes to Deborah. If she doesn't respond, it goes to Thomas, then to Sam, et cetera, right? Isn't that round robin versus simultaneous? It's a simultaneous, although we do have it set that you could have group 1 and group 2. So you could have your premiums. They get the first round robin of the top, your top salespeople that have earned it. They get the right to call. But guess what? After 5 minutes, if nobody calls, boom, the blast goes out to the second group, the next set of agents. Because the key is to be the first ones in. So that's a tool we might resurrect as well and bring it into the marketplace, because businesses need sales. That's what it is right now. If you don't have sales, you have no business. Money and sales is the oxygen, the lifeblood of your business. You've got to put focus and energy on marketing your business, having more people promote you, and then when leads come in, responding to those leads. So if you put them together, if you think about QuickShare as a way for people to share your business, and somebody goes to a landing page and then they opt in, if you don't respond to the opt-in for like a week, you might lose that sale, right? So you can see how these two tools can actually complement themselves together, but they can also be used independently. Yeah, Joe just said they've, the Hunger Games of real estate, exactly. It says Remax has been doing that for years. Yeah, so there are lots of businesses that don't have that tool, Deborah. I mean, it's a great tool. Like I said, we built this out in 2012, and it's a service that we believe heavily in. And honestly, we built it for our own teams. That's what we built it for. We wanted it for our own sales teams. We had our own call centers and everything else, so that's what we did. And then we said, hey, other people should be using this too. But we didn't charge a lot for it. We might have to charge a little more now. We were only charging like $10 a month. That's super cheap, isn't it? It was like for $10 a month, you can have this app that just blasts your sales team, right? You get a certain number of credits and so forth. So it'll probably be a bit more now because I want to support a bigger ecosystem, but maybe $19 a month, $19.97. So after me sharing that, how many guys think that you could see some businesses that might find value with something like that? I see Sam raised his hand. Deborah, I see Ray raised his hand. Maybe some people are typing in the chats. So again, this is something that I'm going to have the team look at and figure out what would we need to do. I wouldn't want to roll it out in the old technology because it's literally 11 years old what we built it on. I'd want to upgrade it to some of our newer things, and certainly we had to do some all new. Twilio changed their entire API structure, and in fact, we found out thanks to someone else who said, "Hey, my QuickShare is not sending out the message." We found out that normally what's great is as a development team, you should always make your new versions backwards compatible. So that way you don't have to use all the new features, but whatever you had built and working still works. Well, Twilio didn't. They said, we're shutting down the old one. Here's the new one. If you don't convert over, you're out of luck. And so we had to upgrade our technologies to their new API systems. And so that ate up some of my team's time. And had to do it very quickly because unfortunately we found out as ours stopped working. We're like, how did we miss that message? We knew they were doing an upgrade. We didn't realize it was not a backwards compatible update. They were shutting down the old APIs. So luckily we got that done in less than 24 hours. But many of you may not have even noticed, but for a little short stint window, we had no SMSs going out. The system made it look like they were going out, but when we sent them off to SendGrid or Twilio, they just went into a black hole. So that I'm thankful for our teams that identified it and shared it with us that, hey, it's not working. So anyway, so those are my updates for today, just about what's coming. But I just want to thank again some of you guys that have been so hard on the ground working this stuff. I know Josephine's been doing a ton behind the scenes, and Mark is out there like crazy with Beyond Living. Susanna's been doing a tremendous amount. Clearly, Alan his whole mission is Beyond Living, and it was so great. Alan was telling me the other day, Deborah, and he was sharing this with Cammie. I'm meeting with Cammie on Wednesday. He said, he's been working with nonprofits for over a year or so, however long it's been, or whatever the time is, today. He said it has never been easier to open a conversation with nonprofits with this Beyond Living message than ever before. And bringing in then the ability to donate real estate is such a great add-on on top of it to add value. So it's so good to see how these synergies come together. Anyway, I'm gonna pause with questions. Yeah, go ahead.
And the fact that Amazon Smile went away and basically left people high and dry. So I have a feeling I'm going to have some really good responses this weekend because of that.
I agree with you, Sam. I'm going to have that up and running. I want to have at least a QA page updated with here's the different ways that we can help them. And we're going to highlight the funding side and the marketing side as two big things that we can help with any nonprofit. Then the other ones are more depending on who they serve. But with Amazon Smile, I'm telling you, and I found out Amazon Smile as an Amazon Smile recipient with Beyond Living, right? We had it up and going, and I got the letter in like January or whatever it was that says, email, or maybe it was December, saying, hey, Amazon Smile is going away. I'm like, is this for real? And I'm like, is this just mine, or is it like what's happening? And then when I realized in January that this is way bigger, that's when I realized, man, this is our opportunity with the peer-to-peer delivery to bring new sources of revenue for nonprofits. And if we focus on new sources of revenue for nonprofits with simple, easy tools and get them promoting and sharing with their networks, guys, and we don't have to directly do it with the nonprofits. We can actually work with anybody and say, hey, by the way, a percentage of you can go to this website and order it, and that way they get the benefit from you ordering it. So we could be promoting our partner nonprofits if they're willing to promote it too, right? Amazon Smile has that. If you go to Amazon Smile, you don't have it was funny. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to say this on the recorded line. I don't care. So when Amazon Smile first shut down, I said, you know what? We should go see if Amazon Smile has a list of nonprofits that they were supporting, and let's go get the list and let's go reach out to every one of them. I'll put my team on this. I'll get my offshore team to just go through and blast through
Do AI. Do it on AI. It will show you. I did it.
Yeah, there you go. The problem, so I went and I looked myself. I went on their website. I'm like, oh my goodness, the list of A's alone was in the hundreds. I'm like, oh my goodness, they have tens of thousands of nonprofits that all help. So the good and the bad is, didn't make it easy to get the list off of Amazon. It was not as easy. And I'm like, oh man, maybe they got 100, 200, 300 lists. I'll just have to pay someone to go do that. I do that all the time. I pay people offshore to do data research and data collection. And then I'm like, but the good news is this. Here's the positive. That means there's tens of thousands of nonprofits out there that just got their sources of revenue shut down that need what we have.
Absolutely.
That's the good news. And if there's that many nonprofits out there wanting to do good and making the help, and that's what the good news is out of it. So I don't have those lists. We can look at the AI tool that I did find, at least from my understanding, unfortunately at the moment through Silveris, it only lets you output one record at a time, unless I'm missing something because I haven't dug into it deep enough. I think you get like one email at a time. You have to go through and prospect. Am I right?
I'll send you what I have on OpenAI when I did run that. So let me go and take a look at my history. I'll send you on your email.
Awesome. That'd be great. That'd be great. So you guys can see this is when you look at timing. And I start thinking about this. I'm like, everything happens. You got to look at what's happening and how does his message came at my church I thought was great is God doesn't always plan what's going to happen because he allows free will, right? That's what God does. He allows free will, but God always turns what has happened into good. God has the power to turn anything that has happened for his goodwill. So that's important. So when we think about Amazon Smile shutting down, this provides an opportunity for us to step in. And that's why I'm saying this timing is now. And I feel like there's something in Vegas with the short-term rental 10,000 home shutdown that's occurring this Friday. It's the big day that it ends. I think there's something there, but there's no doubt that in the nonprofit world, he has led us to say, hey, let's get these nonprofits, let's get them the support that they need, and let's do a bigger mission and help the people. So that's where we're headed, guys. I just wanted to spend a little time today giving you a little bit of the vision of what I'm seeing and how Beyond Living is such an important aspect to next gen. I mean, next gen is how we acquire houses, and there's different models, and we're still going to do fix and flips, but it's bigger than that. It's way bigger than just that. So Mike had just said after what they're doing at Amazon Smile. So Mike, were you familiar with Amazon? For anybody that doesn't know, Amazon Smile was a program that nonprofits could do. They put a link on their website. Beyond Living had a link. In fact, I still might have it one more spot. I think I saw it the other day. But we have you put a link on your website, and people could click on that link, and then they go, and it just takes them into Amazon. And whenever you shop Amazon, a percentage of the profits of the purchases goes to that nonprofit. And Amazon, over the course of however long it's been, like a decade or so, has generated over $400 million in donations to nonprofits as a result of Amazon Smile. That's pretty powerful, right? So what happened, though, Mike, was February 20-something was the last day of Amazon Smile supporting these tens of thousands of nonprofits. They decided to scale back that giving. Hold on one second here. I'm getting some feedback. They decided to scale back that giving away from a bunch of smaller organizations and put their focus just on a couple internal initiatives to give back. So they're still giving back. So this is not a knock on Amazon, and I'm not trying to knock them at all. I'm grateful for what they did, and they're still planning to do good. It's just not going in the same way that they were doing it, right? And that's okay. But but you have to call out the fact that it leaves nonprofits with a lost revenue stream. That is the reality, right? That they often, many of these, and it was on the news. If you look up the news, say Amazon Smile, closing or whatever, you'll see news videos, TV reporters interviewing nonprofits, and they're talking about how those little bits help them, and they don't know how they're going to survive as a result. Well, I wanted to go through all those news clips and reach out to all those and say, hey, we've got something. We can help you. And I'm trying to, and what I like about the QuickShare product is it's something that, again, we can do in any market. We don't have to have our transportation assets in that market. We could be doing QuickShare setup for nonprofits and businesses anywhere in the country, and it could be donating and creating revenues to support our nonprofit communities. So So that's what I have for you. So Mike, hopefully, and others that didn't know, that's what happened with Amazon Smile. And it was so interesting because we were already building out this peer-to-peer delivery, or maybe that was one of the impetus of creating, I can't remember because it all blended around that same time. But this is Mike, when my mind said, brain said, let's create a plug and play widget with our delivery services for nonprofits, and let's donate the revenues to them. So that's when I invested and paid my team to build out this technology that allows these nonprofits to start instantly creating with these transportation models. So, and again, I say I created it, but really to me that was just God speaking to me. God really created it. I'm just merely the messenger in this thing, but kind of directing. But God doesn't want us to sit back and let Him do the work. God wants us to do the work, right? We have to trust in Him. He's going to give us the ideas and the visions, but we have to do the work. He already did the work. He already died on the cross. That was the work He did. You know, He did the hard work. We've got the other work to do. So, yes, Ray, I'm just the instrument. Correct. All right. So we used up our hour, but I'm going to pause and see what questions or comments you guys have from today. Through the chats, if I missed something.
Here, I'm gonna give you a short list of what I have so far. It's like printing right now. Red Cross, St. Jude's, World Wildlife, Doctors Without Borders, UNICEF, Nature Conservancy, Feeding America, Wounded Warriors, Salvation Army, American Heart Association, Habitat for Humanity, National Multiple Sclerosis Society, American Cancer Society, Alzheimer's. I mean, there's huge list. I have 20 right now. I'm gonna ask it to continue. And as soon as I get it, I'll send you. I guess I'll search 1,000.
Cool.
And
That's
start
awesome.
there.
I appreciate that, Sam. That helps tremendously. I did see some questions in the chat box. I'm going to go back to. Deborah said, "Could we add this to Silvera's technology bundle?" Absolutely. And you know what, Deborah? I'm actually going to have my team. I thought about it more and more this weekend. We think, when did we speak? You and I were on a call Friday, right? Because we had the QA call. That's when we met, right? And I didn't bring up QuickShare yet, right? I think that was Saturday. It came to me about the nonprofit, whatever it was. But one of the things, Deborah, that I want to do, I was a little bit hesitant at first of how I want to integrate and invest too much with this, but I actually want to have my team look at creating. There's some technologies, I got to understand the cost of it, that could allow us to directly integrate automated right into, and I'll keep forgetting it, Go High Level.
Go High Level.
Yeah, Go High Level. I always forget that name. But Go High Level, so that if leads come in, that they could push it into there. Right now, we have our APIs that you can build the poll, you can put it on your website, so we can integrate no matter what, Deborah. That's the good news. Absolutely, we can build pages that integrate. But there's ways where you don't have to add this script onto your landing page, I believe. And I'm going to have my team look into that in the coming weeks, so that we could actually just have a fully integrated, that this is a complete plug-on add-on to Go High Level. I want it part of Mobi program, MobiX, they have a program. Infusionsoft does not have anything like this. Constant Contact does not have anything. There's so many CRM systems out there that don't have anything like this QuickShare app. So there's different software. Ironically, I keep getting marketed on Facebook for one of these things. I'm drawing a blank because there's so many different ones, because there's Zoho integration, but there's another integration platform that we've probably used in the past that keeps advertising to me. They got some special going. I'm like, oh, is this the time I buy that package for integration to all these different apps? And so what happens is you build it once and it automatically plugs into all the different CRM systems that they've connected with. Zapier. Yeah, Zapier is what I'm thinking of.
Zapier.
Yeah, that's one of them. But I've looked at others in the past. I actually was on the forefront of one of the newer ones about almost a decade ago that was coming out doing all this stuff. And I could have got a great rate on it, but I didn't buy it because it still was expensive monthly, and I didn't know how much we would really use it. So it was like $1,000 a month. I'm like, yeah, I'm not into, but I would have unlimited access, right? It was like forefront, but I'm going to relook at these again, and we'll see where we go. But anyway, look at it, Deborah, there's a way for this instantly to be able to plug in and not compete with, but complement Go High Level and every other CRM. That's how we designed it, right? And then for those that don't have a CRM, for an extra $50, they can get the full integration of everything that we do in our CRM platform that we have, which is I told you on Friday that that's something that we're also going to be donating and creating and making available to our nonprofit partners. We want them to have the tools to be successful. So that's why it's important we keep our own CRM, because it helps us be able to support them too. See, here's the thing with Infusionsoft. Infusionsoft used to be a partner with it. We used to market their CRM system. And then people would be using it, they didn't know how to use it. And then the way Infusionsoft works, if you've ever used that platform, you got to hire a consultant for like $300 an hour just to build your stuff out. So by the time you're done, the amount of money you're investing in your marketing and building your pages gets so expensive, right? So what I want to do is what I love about having Mosaic as our own platform is I can have people build stuff out, and I can donate the time if I really wanted to. It's a nonprofit. I'll build a landing page for you, right? And because I know how long it should take, I know how quickly we can do it in our platform, and I know other platforms take time to learn, and it's hard to support organizations in their marketing when they all are using different tools. Because then you got to learn every software that's out there. I got to learn Fusion. I got to learn Constant Comp. They're using ClickFunnels. They're using Go High Level. They're using this one. They're using we were talking about the one the CRM the real estate brokerage. I told you it the other day, but now I drew a blank on it. But
KV Core.
What's that?
KV Core is like one of the big ones out there.
Oh yeah, Candy Core is another one. That's not the one I was thinking of though. It was they use
Chime? You talk about Chime?
no,
Keller
not
Williams?
no, not Keller Williams. No, Mark, you're Better Life. What's the one Joshua's program? The one that Brian gives you when you join
Perfect Storm.
Perfect Storm. Thank you. I came off top. I told Deborah Friday I wasn't this stuck on it. All of a sudden now I got to think of it in front of a group. I'm like, what is it? Perfect Storm. So you have all these different CRMs that are out there. And that's a lot, especially for somebody in a Beyond Living program to have to do is to learn all these. Some people will progress and easily be able to do it, but we need them to learn a system that they can implement and that we can guide them and we can back them up if they get stuck with people. My teams know probably my top developers on my team know every one of those we just mentioned or most of them. And so I'll have them jump in. In fact, we actually buy platforms just to learn what it can do, just so we can understand how we integrate. But anyway, Deborah, I really would love to circle back on that and figure out how can we integrate that. It's such a great fit too with what the agents are trying to do. We could build out custom campaigns, and we should have a suggested 5. Here's the 5 quick share things. If you're a realtor, you should have inside your quick share app. 1 is your contact card page. Number 2 is your buying program. Number 2 is your investing program. Number 3 is your how to sell a home program. Number 4 is how to grow life and get wealth paid for by other people. Like whatever those are, we need to. And then your 5th is some event you have coming up. Like Mark, you guys are running events on a regular basis. I saw over at Better Life. You're doing like an Insider Secrets on Saturdays at Fairway Mortgage, right? That could be a tool inside people's apps. So, you're thinking about you should go to this workshop that a Better Life Realty holds. Let me send you a link. Let me send you the landing page. And people should be promoting the landing pages. Just right to the landing page, right where they need to go to sign up. That's what I'm suggesting, Deborah, that we create. So I'm going to create it anyway. Actually, I'm going to create it anyway because I'm going after realtors too. But if we can synergize and work something even better, that's all the better. More heads in the room can often come up with much better ideas. But we're going to have a template no matter what that we can take to realtors and agents to grow. So cool. All righty. That's it, guys. I don't have anything more for today for you guys. But again, I'm going to keep it open for questions, comments.
I had 2 real quick. You had mentioned another program, Silveris, I guess it was called, or it's called. Yeah, I wasn't sure or familiar with that. Yeah, so Silveris is
actually Deborah's part of the leadership team of Silveris as well. So there's Deborah. She has to run, I think, but I will. And thank you, Deborah. I just read your message. Thank you so much. Silveris is a network. It's a network marketing company and Sam's part of it too, actually. So Susan and who else? Robin Hood, who's part of Carol, that might be Carol Sue. A few people have actually joined NextGen as a result, but they're a network marketing company that has some really unique products and offerings. And one of their products inside their tools for businesses is Go High Level. And in fact, when people join the pro version of Silveris, they actually get Go High Level included along with an AI prospecting tool. And Sam, is that what you're using for the prospecting or using something else?
I'm learning Go High Level, so I'm using Go High Level, and I have I'm also learning how to use that Now site.
Now
well.
site. So Now site there's an AI prospecting tool, and the whole thing's only like $79 a month. Is that right, Deborah? I know I'm speaking way out of turn. I don't know all the pricing.
No, it is. And you know, if you want to get Mike some information, because you know, I know you're a member of Solveris as well. Mike, it's a great program. We're a business buffet of solutions for small business, and part of this pro membership program includes the AI Now site, the Go High Level. And then there's this up and coming Meet In. It's comparable to Zoom, but they're getting some of their little kinks out, and that's going to offer our members, you know, this whole it's a technology bundle, and we're actually doing a deep dive on that on Saturday, Keith. If you want to send Mike an invitation to be your guest on Saturday.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'll send you an invite, Mike. And it's one of those things. I'm actually. I think it's fair to say I'm helping work with their leadership team and marketing strategies and everything else. And we've brought NextGen into there. We're going to be bringing some of our Mosaic products. And I believe in this organization. And the reason I've worked with different network marketing companies in the past, and business ones in particular. And you know, I don't have anything against network marketing. In fact, network marketing is part of my Igniting the Kingdom of God mission. Actually, what I'm doing is I'm showing people how to launch a business, and I'm going to give them different options. And one is to get into network marketing. I'm only going to mention Solveris as one of the many, just because I don't want to be biased in it. I want to be independent. You got to pick what you're passionate about. I personally have not done much promoting because I don't know the products all that well. Other than what I do know of the products, they're great. I'm starting to test and use them myself. I want to learn them. I'm doing the Now site. I'm learning the AI tool. I don't have a need for their CRM because we have our own. It kind of competes with mine in many ways, in the sense that, you know, I'm trying to use mine to create revenue to just give back, to donate, and I can't do that with Go High Level. But the AI tool, that's powerful. I love that. I love the AI tool. There's a health share program that they have that's coming out in there that's powerful, can help businesses. So there's so many great things I think people need. So part of my mission is everybody should have a business in this country. In the United States of America, we're so privileged to be able to be entrepreneurs, and the tax saving strategies, when you do it right, are through the roof. So part of what I'm doing is I'm actually teaching those tax strategy savings that come in with having a business and helping people expand their businesses and add more. And how do you leverage? You've got network. I mean, look at how many people here are, well, I don't know. By the way, I'm going to send you some links, Mike. And by the way, my links, I have a Beyond Living account now set up there, because I don't want any of the profits that I earn for bringing people in. But when people do join, then it'll go to my Beyond Living account, and I can use that for good, right? So for me, I'm not in Solveris to build my own personal wealth of this, blah, blah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just letting you know that I'm not promoting this so I can try to build my wealth. If I'm promoting Solveris, it's because I believe in the products, I believe in the services. But one thing I love the most about Solveris, the people. I've never met such an amazing group of God-hearted people. And when I got connected, and that's when I said, yes, I want to invest time with them and share what we're doing. And as a result, now I've got, we brought NextGen into Solveris, and we've got a whole set of wonderful people. Barb and Deborah, I've spent a tremendous amount of time with personally. Thomas, I'm still trying to connect even more time up with and work together with him. Susan, we almost connected when I was in Salt Lake. So we've got so many amazing people.
This is Sam.
Hey, Sam, it's Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, do you happen to know where the bathroom faucets are?
Let me see. Give me a second here. Let me unmute. I'm recording this over here.
We're sharing the message of business, but eventually we're going to be able to create our network to share the message of God and impact and how we make change together. So for me, one of the biggest things, I have a massive personal goal to help Solveris reach their total number of members in that network, not because of any financial benefit it gives to me, but here's what I believe. We get 100,000, 1 million people, 10 million, whatever the number is in Solveris, the amount of reach we'll have to do good and change lives is going to be massive. So that is my ultimatum. I'm just being honest with you. That is my ultimatum. So I'm donating time, my strategies, some of the ideas. I've even, as Deborah will probably attest to this, they were about to do something. I said, hell, here's some tax things you guys just might want to think about. So now I'm going to meet with them and share what I'm doing. So I'm sharing things to protect the organization and provide something that systematically is going to help everybody be successful. Because with success, you attract people. with uniqueness, you attract people. And Silveris is on path with that. And so I'm a believer in it, but you don't hear me talking a lot about it yet because I always like to test things out and test out the products before I speak of them whenever I can. So that's why I'm working on the Now site. I'm trying to find a time for it. So I can't attest personally to any of the products other than Next Gen, which is in there because it's mine, right? I love our program and you guys hopefully do too. But I can attest to the people and their mission and the quality of people that are built that, and therefore I believe heavily in the products that they're supporting because I know the genuine hearts that they come from. So that's like just one of those things where I attest on faith, right? I truly do. So that's my update for Silveris, for Mike, and any others that that don't know what it is, but you've probably heard it a few times now. But I do plan. I've got an event coming at the end of this year, and I do plan to have a section on Silveris there is where I see that going. So by then, I want to have a better understanding of what we've done together to make impact and change, because a lot of the tools that are in Silveris. So as we bring people to this Grow Vertical event, I want to have a whole bunch of people either signing up as customers, utilizing the products, or signing up to be part of this as a business for themselves. I want a bunch of people out of the Igniting Kingdom of God to pick this as their business mission because it helps all of us. But again, if they want to sell Mary Kay, sell Mary Kay. Like if that's what's in it for you, that your passion is for beauty, to get in that, right? I'm not trying to direct people. I want to be unbiased. Well, I want to be as unbiased as I can. I clearly have more knowledge and expertise to speak to my spaces. But yeah, there you have it.
Thank you, Keith. God loves you, and so do we. I'm off to get my teeth cleaned.
All right, we'll see you, Deborah.
Everyone
Thanks so much.
have a
Hope I did all right.
blessed
Hope I
day.
represented Silveris okay there. You know, it's my first.
Thank you.
I do.
All right. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I look forward to learning more about that. The other question I had was in regards to what you had touched on previously concerning the pages where somebody visits, but let's say I have a separate landing page for whatever reason, and I want to still track that information through the system. How does that actually work or happen? Is that something that's in place right now, did you say, or is it?
Yeah, no, it is in place right now. We just enhanced how it works better. So what happens is we have and again, you probably don't even know, I've got another, with Next Gen, the way I designed it is, it's one-time fee. You're in the program, get all the coaching. Let's build properties together. Some people want to build teams of people, want more marketing help, more marketing software, et cetera. So we put together this thing called the Silver Membership, which includes our CRM system, which is normally like $97 a month or something. I think, and I got to double check, but I'm pretty certain you actually get that. Which might change, by the way. It might have to be reduced. I don't know what it's going to be. For right now, you get that as part of that Silver Membership, which includes our Quick Share app, our CRM. So you can build pages in that CRM, or if you already have your own CRM, Mike, then you can actually just get the tool like you've seen, right? Have you installed? I'm guessing you've installed Quick Share on your phone, so you know what it is, right? You could have that same exact tool with your logo for what you do, and you could customize what you want to send people, right? And so you can do that and it will track, and then you could be having your network, your family, your friends, your customers, your clients, your prospects, etc., all sharing with your app the things that you make available. And again, you can build those. You have Go High Level, I heard you say. So we're going to be working to even create some customized things in Go High Level that align to our packages or our programs, I should say, like what we do. But that tool is going to be the tool that's going to enable you to just share and use that. So, yeah, that's our. To take it one step back, I think you know this, Mike, and if you don't know, I own a marketing company called Mosaic that we've owned for more than a decade now, 15 years, something like that. And in there, we built our own technology software. So we've been utilizing our own and teaching our software, training people on our software for decades. And then in 2017, 2018, we decided to stop teaching that. We still keep it running, but decided to move my teaching into the real estate space. So that's why you get a lot of that marketing concepts that I share with you guys here, Mike. It's because I've just been doing it so long and I like to share with you guys. But I have more teachings in marketing that come now as part of that package. I've got some new stuff this year that we're adding as even more value, as all extra bonuses. So if that's something more you want to learn about, I can actually probably bring it to Wednesday's call. And I can, take everybody through a little bit what's in that Silver Membership. It's only like $49 a month, but that quick share alone is 47, and I mentioned might be going to 49. So you get all these other bonuses when you're in next gen, and the quick share is kind of a freebie, if you will. But I'd suggest the other stuff you get could be considered a freebie because you should be having that quick share tool. Such a great way to share and get people connected into what you're doing.
And you shared briefly something about the Beyond Living having a different logo. Is that part of the quick share app that I've got right now?
Yes.
That's in place, or is that a separate?
Yeah, no, if you downloaded the quick share app on your phone, it should now have the logo at the top. That's all that changed, is that logo is now showing up on the actual top of the quick share. So you know which quick share program that you're in. So like in your business, Mike, do you have a name for the businesses you're operating today?
Like my own personal businesses, you're saying? Yeah, one is called Real Estate Advisors.
Okay.
And I have another business called Financial Solutions Network.
Okay, so for whichever one of those that you thought that, the quick share, you wanted people referring your stuff, whatever logo you have for that business, that's what would show up at the top of your quick share now. So when people go in, they say, oh, here's the things for real estate advisors, right? And so they want to go in there and you want to share certain things. And we can talk through what you want to share and my ideas on what you should be sharing to create interest. But that's part of quick share now. It allows you not only to have your own custom logo, because remember in the past you could tell on your phone which one is the Beyond Living because they had that little icon, right? But when you went into it, it didn't necessarily have the branding because most people only have one. But now we're promoting the idea that people should have like a whole folder on their phone of all their quick share apps, right? All these different businesses that they could share. That's powerful. You now create this. You as an individual become a resource for people to come to. Right? And you're doing financial services. So you can cross market even if it's under the same business. So you could link, technically, Mike, you could link out of your real estate advisors. Maybe you're doing a financial class on crypto. I'm making it up. I don't even know if you're in that space. So just go with me for a moment, right? It's not real estate, it's crypto, right? But you might decide, hey, I want all my real estate folks, they're investors. If you want to learn what's happening in crypto, I've got a webinar this Saturday at 9 a.m. Right? And then they could be sharing that you could have your network out there sharing that crypto webinar, just like you guys asked me today. Remember, everyone said, when's the next QA session? It's right in their quick share app for Beyond Living. They can share that QA session, which is Friday at 11 currently. Is that helpful? Does that make some sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it sure does.
Oh, it's such a powerful tool. Oh, and here's what's cool too. With Extreme, the way we built our platform, no other system has this, at least as of a few years ago. I'll get to Ray, and then Carol, I see your hand up. But Mike, it allows us to do dual lead entry. So like, let's say that I wanted to promote something of yours, right? You've got something on your website that you wanted to market. When I share out of the quick share app, it's actually going to load your contact information. Let me rephrase this. Mike, you've got a cryptocurrency thing coming on Saturday. Just curious, do you do crypto or no?
No.
Okay, all right, so this is completely made up. All right, that's fine. Let's say you have crypto thing coming on, and I wouldn't promote crypto because I don't know enough about it. It scares me, to be honest, but let's just say you have it. So anyone that has crypto, don't think I'm gonna go out promoting your crypto. I'm just telling you I'm not. But let's say Mike had a crypto thing on Saturday, and I said, Mike, I'm gonna refer people to your crypto webinar on Saturday. I can put that in my next gen quick share app, right? And then I share the link to your landing page. I'm collecting their information. You can also do joint marketing where we could host an event together. They register on your landing page from anywhere on Facebook or whatever else, and it actually loads into both of our systems. So there's a lot of really creative things that we've done to really facilitate partnerships. If you haven't noticed, caught it yet, and I'm sure you caught it 100 times, but if you haven't yet, I love partnerships. I love working together. That's how you get much further. So anyway, that hopefully gives you a little bit of a guidance. And then if you want more, feel free. I'd love to share with the group because I think this is such a big opportunity for your own businesses, but of course for any business out there and for them to plug in and us to help nonprofits. Cool. Anything else, Mike, before I jump over to Ray?
That's it for me.
All right, cool. Thanks for your questions. Those were awesome. Ray, question, comment?
Yeah, just real quick, Keith, thanks. I saw you said that updated optionals. I have that on my phone, but I don't have the Beyond Living on mine. It doesn't show, I don't know. It just shows Next Gen REI. I don't even know if you can see
Gotcha.
it.
Yeah, so they're two separate things. So you need to go to the Beyond Living. For anybody that wants the Beyond Living Quick Share app, go to beyondliving.org. And in the menu bar, there's a link that says share. If you click the share, you can opt in. You put your name and info in, and it's going to send you, guys, our messaging. We use a template. It's going to look identical to the same template that you got for the Next Gen Quick Share. Hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for sharing. The only difference is going to be the links that you use. And probably your password change because of a different system, but it's going to look identical. You follow the same process and then you download the Quick Share onto your phone. So what'll happen is, if you notice on my phone, let's see if I can get this on the screen. I have two of them sitting side by side, right? I've got Beyond Living and my Next Gen Quick Share sitting right next to one another.
Okay. All right.
That's yep. And that's done for a reason, right? I mean, that allows you each brand, each company to have its own brand and have its own app with their own logos. And now that becomes customized for you, so that way you can be sharing your own stuff when you have your own business. So cool. Awesome. So real quick, I know we're almost 90 minutes in, but Carol Sue, you had your hand up. I see you out there in the middle of the village there. All right, maybe she can't hear me, but we're definitely seeing her out, and it looks like she's probably.
I was muted. Yes, I am in the middle of the village, and this would make a perfect Beyond Living. This is all a compound with several houses.
Well, it's fascinating how other parts of the world live, isn't it, guys?
Absolutely. And this is where we partied last night. When I first came, this was here, and this was 5 years ago. This is what made me fall in love with Belize, is this family right here in this house. And right here is inside one of the kitchens where they're cooking here. And I've got raccoon meat cooking over there. And then there's another one. And this is another house here. And it's all one compound of one big family, a grandparent, the grandparents and their kids and all their kids' kids. And that's how we should be living. It's an extended family unit. That makes all the difference in the world. And this is all live here. There's a big stream in the back. And so, and they have to go down this hill every day. See, and look, if you look way down the hill, you see my big box truck.
Oh yeah.
And so, and they walk down here with all their dishes. They go down another half mile to the river to bathe and wash their dishes. And so yesterday, they took all these buckets down there, big buckets, little buckets, gallons, and then I drove them to the river. They filled them all up, and then they dragged them all back up the hill. And they did that twice yesterday. So I just wanted to share with you the perfect compound for Beyond Living.
I appreciate you sharing.
And when you walk up.
And one comment, because I do have to go, I've got a meeting here in 1 minute, but I do want to say, this is such an interesting point for all of us. What drives me crazy is some of the regulations that we've set in this country around housing and helping our people, that we're worried about codes, we're worried about all these things, come up with a million excuses why we can't have housing to help support our veterans or help support those in need and whatever. Look how people are living in other parts of the world. So for somebody to say, hey, I've got to be a little bit more crammed in a room than you allot for. I've got to have 10 people in a home and we should only have 4. Come on, this is ridiculous. Like, we are so fortunate for the roofs and the quality that we have. Anyway, I can't keep going on that path. I really do have to run. I've got a call coming up, but I want to thank you guys for jumping on today. Remember, Thursday, the next call is Thursday evening, 5 p.m., right? Thursday, 5 p.m. Yes. We'll see you guys then. All right.
You said Wednesday by mistake.
Recording
I do stop to let people know.
Yep, Thursday evening, everyone. We'll see you then.
No more Wednesday, right?
Yep, correct.
Oh, okay,
no more Wednesday. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Thanks.
All right. Let's see. Let's go back to here. Okay, let's turn on the camera. All right. Hey, everybody. Look at my wall. That's my family wall behind me. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. That was a little bit about Next Gen REI. And there's some incredible things going on out there. There are nonprofits that really need what we had to offer, please feel free to scan the little code in the corner, or you can go to altrealtysale.com, altrealtysale.com, or feel free to go visit my website, samsilver.net, samsilver.net, and you're going to see some links on there. And one of them is, actually, you know what? Let me do this. Let me go to it right now. So I could tell you where to go to find Beyond Living. samsilver.net. Give me a sec. Let me go to my digital business card. Let's see, where do I got it? Oh, there's a quick share app option. On the left-hand side, it will say quick share REI option. And there's another one next to that. It says learn AI now. If you click on either one of those, if you go learn AI now, what it's going to do is bring you to my link tree. And when you go to my link tree, you just click on learn about Beyond Living and click on that. And it's going to share. If you want to learn about Beyond Living, you just put your name, phone number, and email address. And I'm actually going to change that to, I think I'm going to change that to a frequently asked questions about Beyond Living. So I'm going to change that today. So thank you so much for watching. Make it a great day and happy Monday. Bye for now.